What's going on, everybody? It's Grand here, back with another video for you. Been gone for maybe a week or so. Had a really terrible bout of migraines that I had to deal with, and I get that from time to time, and I've had it for a long time. I got a little bit of a concussion or something when I was young that maybe set it off, but now I'm trying to figure out what sets it off these days. It seems like it's a mixture of different things, from maybe like sort of adopting a new lifestyle. I started doing some more physical work lately with some friends of mine, and I don't know, you're out there, sometimes you like eat some crappy food. I think maybe sometimes it's like diet that sets it off for me. It really seems like it's like sleep, diet, and then maybe if my head itself gets like fucking jostled too much. So I'm not sure about that, but I was dealing with that for a while. Takes days of intense pain sometimes. I used to just take ibuprofen and Tylenol and stuff, but now I just lately I've just kind of ride it out, and I just feel the pain, and I just sort of contemplate on the pain and what I may have done to cause it, and it just gives me time to be alone and away from everything and just sort of reflect on things, and I realize how nice life can be when you are not in the midst of such a thing. So, anyway, I'm back, and we're going to make some more content, right? It would be a shame if I stopped just 20 subscribers or so short of 1,000, right? So let's at least get 1,000. Maybe I'll quit after that. Who knows? No, I'm just kidding. But today, I'm going to talk about an idea I had about executing on ideas faster, and why I think this is an important concept, and why I think it will help you be a lot more creative. So let's just get right into it, guys. You must begin to execute on your ideas faster, right? Today I've been doing a lot of writing, and it seems like as I get into the zone, that flow state, whatever you want to call it, it's like idea after idea begins to pop into my head. It's like I've opened the spigot. And there's something I've learned, is that we must begin to grab these ideas out of the ether and respect them more and begin to execute on them faster, lest we forget them and they never come to light. This principle is bound to make you more creative and productive, because I believe in the world of content creation, of entrepreneurship, whatever it is, ideas are very valuable. And if you don't execute on them in some manner in a timely fashion, you run the risk of losing them, and that can be quite detrimental, especially, as I said, if you're in a creative industry or like some sort of idea-based industry, right? You want the smallest amount of time possible between idea and execution of that idea. For instance, this topic, right? This topic that I'm writing about, that I'm talking about right now, just crossed my mind just now. And I could have said, you know what, like that's a pretty good topic. Maybe that's a decent idea, but I've already written a lot today. And, I'll just kind of keep that one on the back burner, and I'll try to remind myself later. And what inevitably happens when I do this is it's really just an excuse to be lazy. Because if you're in the content creation game, whatever you're doing, you really want to get these things out there. And if you just say like, oh, I'm going to put this on the back burner, it's like there's a good chance you completely forget about it. And there's been times where I've had ideas, although they usually do come back to me, but there's been times where I've had these ideas and I want to make a new video about it, and I decide to kind of put them off, and then a few moments later, that's all it really takes, I'm like, what was that prompt I had? Like, dang, that was a good one. And then I realize I've kind of forgotten about it. So whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're trying to work on out there, I think you really should get into this habit of like taking this idea from its inception and making it into a real thing, and getting better and better at making that process happen more often and faster. Like if you're one of these reaction channels that I make fun of sometimes, and you see that there's a new trailer for whatever game is dropped, and there's a part of your brain that kind of lights up and is like, I should make a video where I react to this new song or this new trailer or this new news or something that happened, right? Like there was some crazy like Bethesda news where like all their games and stuff got leaked. Like if you're one of these people that is trying to become one of these like, I don't know, content creators, these channels that of people that like follow gaming and you just produce content. Sorry, I'm like stuttering over here. If you're trying to get yourself out there, and then you get this little flash of an idea, you need to get after it. You need to do it fast, right? And not so fast that the video is a jumbled mess, but you need to get on it, because oftentimes truly you just have a little window of opportunity with these things where that spark has you, and maybe the song or the trailer or the news is new or it's timely and people are interested, and you have to make it happen. If you don't and you just sit around, you lose the opportunity. Maybe the inspiration leaves you, or maybe you just kind of forget about it altogether, and it's like, for what? Were you really that busy, or were you just being lazy? Were you just hesitant because your idea is just that? It's just an idea, and you're like, well, maybe when it actually comes time for the rubber to meet the road and actually create something, then you're like, oh, that is actually a little scary, right? The video might be kind of cringe, right? You got to forget about this stuff. Just make it happen. Another thing is that as you practice more and more, and you get better at executing on ideas, you see that your entire workflow begins to pick up the pace, because you start to get acquainted with everything you need to do to produce. You get familiar with the programs and your software and all this stuff. And when you take these big breaks between doing whatever your work is or creating content, first of all, especially if you're not like an established creator, right? No one really knows you enough to remember when you take these weeks off. And second of all, you start to like build up a rust almost when it comes to making this stuff. You're like, how do I crop this? How do I use this text effect again? You start to get rusty, and really it's just like, it's not how you would be performing. It's not how you would be going about things if you were really, truly attempting to succeed. It's like, are you really wanting to succeed with this thing you're doing, or do you just kind of enjoy the idea of it? I think a lot of you guys really need to ask yourself that question and answer honestly, because if you were truly interested in succeeding, you would be like scouring the field for ideas and for content and for different methods of going about getting better at your craft. And once you had one, you would be jumping on that thing like a hungry wolf to the slaughter, right? You see, with my videos is basically just ideas, right? I have ideas, I have thoughts, and I want to get them across to you guys. So, like, I literally just had this idea, right? Speed is very important. I have to make a video about a video idea, right? I have a video idea about coming up with video ideas, about the speed of that. So let me make it. So I'm making it. And I'm not thinking of all the reasons not to. I'm not wondering if it will perform well. I'm not wasting all my time on things that don't matter. I'm just simply going to make the video, because I understand that at the end of the day, you guys really just enjoy hearing me talk about this stuff, right? So let's just do it, right? It's like, why not? Am I going to get a bunch of mean comments and be like, this video was really pointless, I hate you now? It's like, oh no, comments. My engagement goes up. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry now, right? My gut feeling is that most of you listening to this are happy that I made another video. Am I right? Let me know. Would you rather I made this video, or would you have preferred nothing and for me to just make like a community post and just be like, guys, I'm really in my own head right now. I'm really just overthinking, and I sort of have an idea, but I'm just going to sit on it and just reassess it. And, I'm not sure. Maybe a few of you guys might not like it, blah, blah, blah. It's nonsense, right? Produce. And the more you produce, the more the ideas come. That's the funny part. The more energy you attract, the more people that want to listen and be part of it, the more fun it becomes. You have to be productive and prolific. If you were making music and you get an idea, like you hear a sound or whatever, you turn on your sink, and the way the water washes around in the sink, you hear this little sound, and you're like, oh, that's the sound right there. That would fit in really good with this song I'm trying to make. Well, you have to get it recorded. For God's sake, make it a reality. Your ideas are not reality until you make them reality. You're not like Leonardo da Vinci or Russell Crowe from A Beautiful Mind, where you're like some kind of savant and you can just hear something one time and it stays in your head perfectly forever until you finally get the energy to write it down on a window or whatever he did, right? Make it a reality, the real way. I'm making this video. I'm not thinking about making this video. And that is basically it, guys. Like, I hope this inspired you. You gotta, become faster. You gotta be like that samurai who's got like his hand on the sword, and as soon as you see that little spark, that little opening, you're like, whoosh-ah, and you just slice it. You get it. If you got an idea, if you got something out there that you want to make happen, if you got that little spark, you have to immediately start to foster it, right? It's like making a fire or something. As soon as you get that little spark, you see those people who make the fire, they're like, oh, and they start like throwing the kindling on it, and they make sure the wind doesn't get on it. It's like you really foster that spark, right? So you got to do that, and you'll be happy that you did. You'll feel better. And that's basically it. So thank you guys so much for listening again. It was good to talk to you all again. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and comment for more. I really want to hear what you have to think. As always, if you can't think of anything, just comment anything that comes to your mind. Any strange word, any strange combination of letters, emojis, whatever it is. It all makes the video stronger. And I need my videos pumped up full of these comment steroids from you guys. I need your help, right? Also, please head on over to X and follow me there. If YouTube decides, they don't like anything that I have to say or whatever for some reason, it would be cool for us to be able to stay in touch. So click the link in the description and you can follow me there, and we just chat about whatever random stuff over there. Sometimes, sometimes a F-35 goes missing, and that's kind of interesting, right? And sometimes I'll just talk about that kind of stuff over there. So it's like, it's not all self-improvement, but a lot of it is too. So I'm just saying there's other content out there for you guys. And if you're interested, you could even DM me if you have your own question. And if it's good, I might make a video where I answer you. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.